President Trump is planning on sabotaging healthcare for poor people and using it for political gain. So this is from Politico. Listen to this. President Donald Trump has told advisors he wants to end payments of key Obamacare subsidies, a move that could send the health law's insurance markets into a tailspin, according to several sources familiar with the conversations. Many advisors oppose the move because they worry it would backfire politically if people lose their insurance or see huge premium spikes and blame the White House, the sources said. Trump has said the bold move could force congressional Democrats to the table to negotiate an Obamacare replacement. Lawyers and other administration officials are trying to thread the needle. Trump told aides in a Tuesday Oval Office meeting that he wants to end the payments to insurers because he doesn't gain anything by continuing them. According to a senior White House advisor, quote, "Why the hell would we?" So that's Trump saying, why the hell would we continue these subsidies? We don't need to give the subsidies. Okay, so people are negatively affected. Some people lose their health insurance. Some people might go bankrupt. Some people might die from a lack of care. What's it to me? It doesn't affect me politically negatively in any way, because what'll happen is I'll take away the subsidies. When you have the tailspin in the insurance marketplace, as is described in the article, well, I'm just going to turn around and blame the Democrats and say the Democrats should have never done Obamacare in the first place, and then portray Trump care as the solution, and then it's a political victory for me. So this is playing politics with the lives of poor people. That's exactly what this is. And the thing that's so amazing about it is it's in no uncertain terms. Even the direct quotes from Trump when talking about this issue were like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use people's lives as a bargaining chip and try to tank Obamacare on purpose and make it worse than it is so that I can turn around and say, yeah, I'm the solution. Whatever I propose now is the answer. So it's like throwing a bucket of shit on you to then say, well, look, I'll sell you the relief from the flies that are now on you, as I'll give you some bug spray to get the flies off. Well, you shouldn't have thrown the bucket of shit on them in the first place. This is like an old mafia trick. You go into a store, you bust everything up, you break shit, and then you come by the next day and say, look, I heard what happened to you the other day, and I'm just saying, if you give me 15% of your profits, well, then we can make sure that never happens again. I'm going to sell you protection. But in the case of Trump care, it's even worse, because they would purposefully try to sabotage Obamacare, and then the thing that they're coming in and saying is the relief isn't even relief. Because we've gone over the details of Trump care before, but what we're talking about is a piece of legislation that increases the uninsured rate from 10% to 19%. It leaves 53 million people uninsured. It's an $880 billion cut to Medicaid. It's a $600 billion tax cut for the rich, where everybody in the top 0.1% gets, I believe it's $200,000 more each every year. So you have a piece of healthcare legislation that appears to be totally unconcerned with healthcare outcomes. It doesn't bug Trump and Paul Ryan and McConnell and everybody who's on board with this thing. It doesn't bug them one bit that their bill increases the uninsured rate, kicks people off of Medicaid. It's a reform that's designed specifically to be a bigger giveaway to the health insurance companies. So, and I warned you about this. I warned you. When Trump Care version number 1 failed, I said, pucker your buttholes, because here's what's going to happen. They're going to do everything they can to try to sabotage Obamacare. Now, also, let me be clear and mention, that's not me saying Obamacare is good. You know, Obamacare has many problems, and that's why we need single-payer Medicare for all. But what they're trying to do is roll back some of the improvements that Obamacare has made, and they're going to do it by gutting the subsidies. That's what he wants to do. And these help so many people, guys. So what they're talking about is people who make a little too much to be on Medicaid and be covered by the Medicaid expansion, but not enough to get no subsidies. So it's like lower middle income people. And what you do is you go on the healthcare exchanges, you shop for your plan, and when you get your plan, there are subsidies that go hand in hand with it. So your plan might be, let's say, $600 a month, but as a result of subsidies, you might get $400 in subsidies, so you're only paying $200 a month for a $600 a month plan. It's a way to help lower middle income people, working people, afford their health care. And think about this. He's targeting specifically lower middle income people. Like people who the forgotten man will never be forgotten again. This is stuff that he said when he was campaigning. Now he's saying, actually, they were kind of helped before under the previous administration. Now I'm going to forget them. Now I'm going to, try to swing a battle axe at their kneecap here and screw them over. So this is just terrible. This is the definition of playing politics with lives. In order to try to get a political victory with a check in your box, where you say, see, I win, it's my healthcare reform that got through. He's willing to let people die. He's willing to sabotage Obamacare on purpose, screw people over more, to then turn around and blame the Democrats and say, well, now we got to pass my bill, which is even worse, but let's not talk about that. Let's just pass my bill. This is as gross as it gets, and I wouldn't expect anything more of Donald Trump